Hello, Fort Belvoir. It's time for another episode of Belvoir in the Know.
Hello, Fort Belvoir. I'm Colonel Seagraves, the Garrison Commander.
And I'm Command Sergeant Major Greg Kleinos, the Garrison Command Sergeant Major.
Well, Sergeant Major, here we are again, another podcast coming up. And I think we've got some good things lined up today just to continue to get some information out to the community.
I think this is a great opportunity to inform the community, sir. And I think we have something very special today with our guest.
Yeah, absolutely. Special guest today. We've got Sergeant First Class Brian Purcell from the George Washington Village. He's our mayor of that village, and we've got Staff Sergeant Michael Lee, the Woodlawn Village mayor. So today is going to be really special. They're going to talk about the housing inspection program and their efforts to enhance the quality of life and morale in our on-post housing. So let's go over to Sergeant First Class Purcell. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon, sir. Sergeant Purcell here. Just thank you to you and Sergeant Major for having me on. I am a imagery analyst. I've been in the Army for 10 years. I've been assigned to NGA. I've been on the Garrison property for 4 years now in George Washington Village. Absolutely love it here and love the program and love the command team.
Awesome. Thanks, Sergeant Purcell. Give us a hobby or a fun fact about yourself.
Before I joined, sir, I was a police officer in Portland, Oregon. So that was a good experience too.
All right. You're in good company, Sergeant Major.
Yes, sir. And he's good with dealing with the public, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage. All right. Hey, Sergeant Lee, over to you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
How you doing, sir? Sergeant Major. My name's Staff Sergeant Lee. I am currently assigned to 1st IO Command. I am a intelligence analysis, and I just got here about a year ago. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of living in Woodlawn, this beautiful community. I'm currently living here with my wife and my dog, and I'm really looking forward to this discussion today.
Great. All right, Sergeant Lee, we're not going to let you slip by there. Tell us a hobby or a fun fact.
I almost thought I got away with it. But if you have to know, I am pretty sure I am the biggest Batman fan on the face of the earth.
All right. Well, there you have it, Fort Belvoir. The Woodlawn Community Mayor loves Batman. Okay, so Sergeant Lee, let's jump right in and talk a little bit about the housing inspection program. Your village was the first to be inspected. I'd like you to just tell us a little bit about the process. Like, what was that like during your inspection, and were there any issues found?
Well, I was able to go out to the pre-inspection site, and I was able to observe them do the pre-inspection. When they came out for the actual inspection, they were the most professional people I've ever met. They came out on time. They started with the outside of the house. They spent 30 minutes outside, came inside, almost got attacked and chewed up by my dog, but I think he finally let them pass. So once they survived that, they came inside, did their inspection to the T, to the standard. They were very polite. They did not touch anything. They didn't get into anything obsessive. They had a great time coming through. They did not find any issues. They was inside for about 20 to 30 minutes. When they got done with that, they asked me if there was any issues with the house. There were no issues, and then the inspection was over before it even began.
Great. That's great. It sounds like they're gaining some efficiencies as they continue to move through our villages. Did you receive, or have you received any questions or concerns from your residents after the inspection occurred?
Well, we put out a feeler on Facebook, and my biggest complaint was I didn't get any negative feedback. All the feedback I got was very positive. They loved the inspectors. The inspectors were very non-invasive, came in, did their job, got out, minimum issues.
Good. That's really good to hear. How about any other information you could share with our listeners in the other villages, just as they continue to prepare or start to prepare for their inspections?
The biggest thing that the residents need to know is that no one knows their house better than them. So when the inspectors come, let the inspectors go through their checklist. When they get to a hot area that you have a concern about, inform them of that concern at that time. If they do not get to that area within your time there and their inspection, at the end of the inspection, please inform them of that hot spot. They are looking for information to make this program better.
Yeah, that's a great point. Certainly, you're exactly right. No one's going to know that house better than the residents. So if there's an issue and it's not covered in the checklist, then it's definitely worth pointing out prior to the inspector leaving. So really good. I think that's good advice. Sergeant Purcell, over to you for a minute. So you had a little bit different experience. You had the opportunity to do a walkthrough with the inspection team in advance to the project start. And, I saw the list, the inspection list that you prepared, very detailed, very well done. Can you talk a little bit about where you got the idea to create the list, how you used it or shared it, and then what the response was from residents and your fellow mayors?
Absolutely, sir. So when I heard that there was a congressional inspection team coming to do every single house, I sort of had this mental picture of a chemical truck pulling outside my home with a bunch of staffers in hazmat suits and like big vacuums and chemical tanks. And I was really nervous and not sure what to expect. And sir, I got to tell you, when I met my inspection team, they got rid of all those crazy expectations. They were absolutely great. They were regular, down-to-earth people, fully understanding that this was a home that somebody would live in, and they were non-invasive. They were not judging anything, or they didn't have any kind of perceptions or misperceptions of the state of the house. They were absolutely great. But I created that list so that way residents could also have that experience knowing full well what to expect. I had a much longer inspection because I kept asking them questions. I wanted to know every single thing I could possibly get from that team, so that way I could just pass it on to the residents and that report and that list. That way people know exactly what to expect, what they're looking for as they go through the entire inspection process from start to finish. So I ended up using that list, going through, just typing up my notes and capturing all the comments I could think of that the inspection team gave me. And I wanted to relay that through the official Facebook page. And that's the platform that I shared and disseminated that. I also sent it to the Ombudsman, Jen. And I really wanted to get that to as many hands as I could, so that way residents understood what to expect as they went through this entire process. The response that I got from my residents, everyone that had gone through it and had viewed the document were all positive. They were very appreciative, giving me positive comments back, and I think it really helped them kind of bring their expectations back down to ground, saying, okay, this is not as crazy as what it may have sounded like in the beginning.
Yeah.
No, it's great that you create that list. I think it provided everyone with a shared understanding of what to expect. And there's an area I think of concern with the residents, and although we are on a tight timeline, and maybe Jen can help us with this. Jen, can people reschedule their appointments if they have to?
Yes, the short answer is yes, they can. On the notification that's provided, there is an email address and a phone number that they can contact to reschedule. Since these inspections are mandatory and, like you said, on a tight timeline, if there are 3 or more attempts to reschedule, there is a potential for their leadership to be contacted, though.
Yeah, so we'll work with the residents and the leadership to get them rescheduled, because it is such an important part, as this is a DoD initiative and we are the pilot program.
Yep, that's a great point, Sergeant Major, and Jen, thanks for the clarification there. So let's move away from the inspection for a minute to just talk about the mayors and your time as a mayor. So let's stick with Sergeant Purcell, and can you just talk about for just a minute, what does serving as a mayor mean to you?
So, sir, I really like being involved. I like the community aspect of it. Being a mayor allows me to immerse myself in the community in ways that I would not have experienced before. So I absolutely love helping people and getting them to the resources that they need, and just being that listening ear when residents get frustrated or they have concerns. They can come and have that conversation with me. So being a mayor to me is being able to help and just being able to engage in my community.
Yep, absolutely. It's more of that sort of servant leadership there. Okay, what's the biggest challenge you're facing?
The biggest challenge I'm facing, sir, are is integrating everybody from one social media platform to another or to a different page. And then also some of the larger scale development issues in our village.
Yeah, that's true. There's some bigger long-term projects going on in the villages that are in the out years, I guess, so to speak. So a couple of years down the road, but completely agree. Can you just talk? I'll just ask you one more. Are the residents using your Facebook pages that you created, or your Facebook page rather?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. In fact, it's been a good process so far. Every week, I will go back to the original Facebook site and just remind residents that there is an official mayor page and a mayor account, and just to add them. And every week, I'm getting more and more and more residents coming over to that side, joining the official Facebook page and the official George Washington Village page. My goal is to get 100% of the residents over there.
Good. Yeah, no, it's a great way to get information out. Let's jump over quickly to Sergeant Lee. What does serving as a mayor mean to you?
Sir, serving as a mayor honestly just means that the residents finally have a voice. I've lived in the military housing for the last 8 years, and I've never had a voice. That mayor program finally changes that.
Yep, absolutely. And biggest challenge?
Our biggest challenge is just making sure that this construction that just started in Woodlawn, that's going to last for the next 2 to 3 years, just goes forward without a hitch.
Yeah, no, that's great. We appreciate the flexibility there of all the residents in the other villages where construction's going on. And then the last same question for you: are the residents using your Facebook page?
The residents are using their own Facebook page at the moment, and that's the biggest thing. I just want the residents to fully adopt the program. They're very vocal on there, and I just need the residents to know that I'm here. My relationship with Carmen, the community manager, is absolutely amazing. And even if I'm not physically in contact with the residents, I just need them to know that I am behind the scenes handling a lot of these issues.
Yeah, it sounds like the impact you two are having is very significant, along with the other 13 mayors that we have. I think your voice is important, and so your role as the mayor and you have deputy mayors in your program. Their contribution is equally significant. So I just want to thank you for everything you two are doing and making this a successful program.
Yeah, absolutely. I just echo that for all of our mayors. It's significant to have mayors in the community, and their contributions are oftentimes unseen, but definitely not unnoticed. Definitely not unnoticed. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, so anything else either of you want to add as we close out the podcast? We can start with Sergeant Purcell. Anything to add?
Yeah, absolutely, sir. I have to say that the mayor program is a huge success, and it's not because there's a specific rank behind the position. It's not because It's it has visibility from senior leadership. It's because we have individuals in these positions who care a lot about our residents, who really want to make sure that the service members and their families are taken care of, and that they're all represented. Like Staff Sergeant Lee had said, it is an effective program. We have seen significant changes across all levels of the housing and the garrison experience. And I know I can confidently say for George Washington, it's made an impact for our residents and their families.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sergeant Lee, anything you want to add as we start to close out?
I would just love some ideas from the Woodlawn residents. We can only make the community better if we work together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely about community and about making it better than we found it. So I appreciate that, certainly. Okay, well, we've come to the end of another podcast. Thanks again to Sergeant First Class Purcell and Staff Sergeant Lee for joining us today. Greatly appreciate your time and your contributions. Sergeant Major, any final thoughts?
Yes, sir. Hey, for those residents out there listening, please reach out to your mayor. If you don't know who your mayor is, please either contact Miss Jen Hudson or myself, and we'll link you up with them. And as our mayors depart, please accept the challenge to serve as a village mayor. We have them from all services, and their contributions is what's making a difference on Fort Belvoir.
Absolutely. Fact, Sergeant Major. Okay, well, remember, just a couple of reminders. Don't forget to download the digital Garrison app and make Fort Belvoir your installation of choice. Visit us on our website and our Facebook page for all things Belvoir. Continue to wash your hands, wear a mask, and watch your distance. Thanks for joining us. From me to you, and now you know.